Should J.J. McCarthy be quarterback 3 for the Minnesota Vikings heading into training camp? Well, Paul Allen, Vikings play-by-play announcer, suggests that it is more likely than not that that is the situation. Then also Justin Jefferson, he commented on Kirk Cousins leaving the Vikings for the Falcons in free agency, gave his thoughts on the quarterback battle heading into training camp, and then also gave some words of advice for J.J. McCarthy. So what's going on, guys? My name is Patrick Siepman. Welcome into today's program. But hey, if you guys are excited for Vikings training camp that gets underway in about 17 days from now on July 27th, just like today's video, I cannot wait. I feel like a little kid trying to fall asleep on Christmas Eve every single night. I just need some more Vikings football in my life. So if you guys are fired up for training camp just as much as I am, drop a like on today's show. But this is what Paul Allen had to say about J.J. McCarthy and where it stands with him, Sam Darnold, and Nick Mullens. He said, I would make it prohibitively favored in that it would be Sam Darnold starting, Nick Mullens as the backup, and then J.J. McCarthy as the third quarterback. But this is an opportunity for McCarthy. Puncher's chance would be too strong, but longest shot fashion to win the two jobs in training camp. And I don't necessarily know if it's going to happen, but I would make 3 QBs on the active roster the favorite. And listen, I really don't think J.J. McCarthy has a chance to start week 1. I saw a tweet that went semi-viral on Vikings Twitter, pretty much throwing it out there that we're too high on Sam Darnold and too low on J.J. McCarthy, and it's actually got a better chance than not that he ends up starting week 1. I disagree with that. I think the Vikings have made it clear this is going to be a long process as McCarthy just turned 21 years old this past January. There is no reason to rush this. If you have him sit the whole season, he will be 22 this time next year, turning 23 midway through the season. So this will be a process. Be patient with this, Vikings fans, as I can already see it now. Couple clips of JJ at training camp are going to go viral. He's going to have a couple sweet throws, and I can already see the comment section flooded on, either it's one of my videos or another Vikings content creator of start J.J. McCarthy, but just be patient. His time will come. But Justin Jefferson actually chimed in on the quarterback 1 talk, and this is what he had to say when asked about it. He said, it doesn't really matter what quarterback it is in my eyes. I'm always going to make the best of the opportunity, always going to try to be the quarterback's friend and make his job a lot easier. It doesn't matter if it's Kirk or if it's Sam or it's JJ. I'm going to make it as easy as possible for them. To have Sam in there, more of a veteran, older mindset, and to have JJ McCarthy coming in and learning from him as well is definitely something that we needed. I think it would be great for JJ as well. And, I don't know if it's just the clips I've seen already from the wide receiver show that's dropped on Netflix today. And also, I cannot wait to get off work today and go binge all 8 episodes this entire night. I'm super excited, but I got big expectations for Jefferson this season. I've made the claim that he is the best non-quarterback in the National Football League, and I think we're going to see that come to fruition this season. I think we're going to see his impact just, for the biggest part of it. I think Sam Darnold's going to have a career year. And if it is J.J. McCarthy, I think he's going to be able to step in and perform a whole lot better than if he would have went to an organization like the Tennessee Titans. Number 18, he makes a quarterback's life a whole lot easier, and he's talked about it. He wants to be the new leader of this team. He is the new face of this franchise since Kirk Cousins did leave. So I got big expectations for 18. But Jefferson also had this sweet quote just talking about J.J., and they said they want me to be that guy that JJ can always talk to and ask questions. He's definitely that type of kid. He definitely wants to ask questions. He wants to learn how to be a top quarterback. He wants to learn how to become a problem in this league. And, it gets me to this point. I think there's no doubt that JJ should be quarterback 2 on this roster. I understand what Paul Allen is saying that, it is more likely than not that it could be Nick Mullens, at that quarterback 2 spot. But if I were the Vikings, my thought process heading to training camp and heading into the whole season, Sam Darnold is your guy through and through. He will be quarterback 1. But then if something were to happen to Darnold, just have JJ step in there, have him get the more NFL reps, even though I've been in the camp that I think it would be extremely beneficial for him if he doesn't need to focus on playing this entire season. I just really don't see any reason to throw in Nick Mullens or Jaren Hall in there, as we already know what those quarterbacks are. So for me, it's either Sam Darnold or J.J. McCarthy, or it's nothing. I really don't see there's any reason for Nick Mullens or Jaren Hall to be thrown out there. But you guys let me know. Pick a quarterback 2 for me. Give me an NM for Nick Mullens, or give me a JJ for J.J. McCarthy. Hey, if I was watching this video, I would be spamming my JJs down in the comments section. I just think there is no reason at all to have Nick Mullens play, honestly, a snap this season. Well, let's talk about it. So Justin Jefferson was talking during his latest interview on Kirk Cousins leaving in free agency. And, my biggest, I'll say this first. I was in the camp that the Vikings should offer Kirk Cousins a 2-year, $60 million deal, and if he doesn't want that, he can go leave and test the market. But the biggest problem I had about Kirk Cousins leaving was how number 18 would have felt, because a big reason why Jefferson has blown out every statistical category for a receiver during the first 4 seasons, the biggest reason of that was because of Kirk Cousins. Him being a top 12 quarterback over the last couple of years, he was the catalyst to Jefferson shattering records. But this is what he had to say on Kirk leaving. He said, I feel like he just wanted a new start, a new opportunity to start with Atlanta, a clean slate. I'm not mad at him at all for that. I'm grateful for what he's brought to me and the things we've accomplished together. But at the end of the day, it's a business, and you've got to do what you've got to do for yourself and your family. I clearly understand that. It's on to the next. And, I'll tell you what, this was the complete right move for the Minnesota Vikings. I fully believe that they had a big-time decision to make. It was either you are going to re-sign Kirk Cousins and you're going to trust in him that he can get this roster to hopefully an NFC championship game. But clearly the Vikings brass did not think that. They wanted to move on. They offered him a shorter-term deal with not as much guaranteed money as he would want to. And then he went to Atlanta. He found himself a home. We know his in-laws are from, the ATL area. So I think it ended up working out for all sides of this problem. And, I've been watching the Giants Hard Knock series here and there, and just, seeing the conversations between Giants GM Joe Shane and how they were handling the Saquon Barkley situation as they, reportedly offered him a contract. He decided to leave for the Philadelphia Eagles during free agency. And just personally, I really do wish the Vikings were part of that, Hard Knock series this offseason, just to see the conversations between Kwesi and Kirk Cousins. What was the final contract they offered him? And then what was the turning point for Kirk to say, hey, I'm going to go to the Atlanta Falcons? And also, I would have just loved to see how aggressive the Vikings were in trying to trade up for a quarterback. Were the reports true that Drake May was their top option? And I just want to see the process a little bit more, obviously during the draft, as they actually only had to end up trading up one spot when it was reported originally that they would have had to gotten into the top 5 to land the Michigan quarterback. But, wrap up my thoughts on Kirk here. I really do believe this. Kirk's going to be incredibly successful in Atlanta. And, good for him. He's coming off that torn Achilles. He looks good for the, so far during, OTAs and mini camps for them. And we know Kirk Cousins, he lives off play action. That's his strong suit. And having Bijan Robinson and then also having the pass catchers like Drake London, Kyle Pitts. I think Raheem Morris is going to be a good coach for Kirk as he lives off play action. Coming from that, Sean McVay tree, it's going to be a similar offense to what he ran with Kevin O'Connell. So I really do believe Kirk Cousins, he's going to have a big-time year. Seems to be recovering just fine from that Achilles injury. So, Kirk, I, just wish him the best as, I really do believe, we could be seeing a big-time year for the Vikings or for Kirk Cousins with the Atlanta Falcons. But I'm curious about this. Will you guys root for Kirk Cousins with the Atlanta Falcons? Obviously, if they're playing the Minnesota Vikings, hell no. But give me a Y for yes or an N for no if you're going to be a Kirk Cousins supporter this offseason. I honestly think I would. I'm going to be rooting for Kirk. Obviously, if it has any implications on the Minnesota Vikings, I could care less. But let's just say, the Atlanta Falcons, they end up making the playoffs and the Vikings aren't there. I'm probably rooting for Atlanta over the Eagles, Niners, Cowboys. Obviously, the Packers are lying. So I would probably root for Kirk Cousins. But again, if it has any implications on the Vikings, making or missing the playoffs or on them winning the division, obviously I will root against them. But just want to say thank you guys so much for watching today's show. Want to get you guys the latest around J.J. McCarthy heading to training camp. Then also Justin Jefferson kind of tells all on the Vikings offseason. So thank you guys so much for watching. Give me a follow on Twitter right there. Handle is @PatSieps, and I'll give you guys a follow back. But see you guys next time. As always, Skol Vikes.